Hey, what's going on, guys? How you doing? I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World and the Black Business School. Give me 1 second while I set everything up and get everything popping. I am always happy to get a chance to talk to you guys and to join you. I'm going to do an audio check and a mic check to make sure you guys can hear me okay. If you can hear me and you can see me, I hope you'll tell me that you can hear me and you can see me. I'm going to let everybody kind of scroll in as I kind of put everything together. I'm going to also put a URL here at the top for anybody that wants to join my class. I teach a class on how to invest in the stock market. As you know, black power is really black economic power. If you don't have economic power, then you don't have any power. So we teach about black economic power all day, every day at the Black Business School. And so I put in the URL. You can get a free month trial in my class, which is really, really good on how to invest in the stock market. The URL is theblackstockmarketprogram.com. That's theblackstockmarketprogram.com. I see Martell. What's going on, Martell, and King Simon and Herbert Whitehead? What's going on? The usual suspects, the usual suspicious Negroes. What's going on? I'm so glad that you're here. I'm gonna set up here so that people on Instagram can see me also. I see Mozzie Foster says loud and clear. Very good. All right, awesome. Michael Powell, good afternoon, Dr. B. How you doing, Michael? Good to see you, brother. I'm so glad you're here. Johnny Bell, I can, sir. All right. Akiyi, I hope I pronounced that right. How you doing, Akiyi? This is Boyce. Good to see you again. All right, so, here's some stuff I wanted to tell you guys. There was some interesting stuff I was reading when I was researching, this new movie, The Black Panther. The Black Panther's coming out and everybody is talking about it. And somebody's asking, am I coming to Detroit? Yes, we are coming to Detroit. When my team releases the official schedule, then we're going to go ahead and mention that we are coming to Detroit. But I can give you guys kind of a heads up that not only are we coming to Detroit, but within a year and a half or so, my plan is for us to have a permanent presence in Detroit. We're testing out Philadelphia right now, and then we're going to move into the next phase. So give me 1 second here. All right, I'm looking here, and let's see here. All right, so I got to send a message to Brian, the one of the awesome black women who hold it down for us. If you ain't got some strong black women in your corner, man, you don't know what you're missing. Like, the sisters just hold it down, and the brothers we have on our team are very, very sharp. I'm talking about guys that went to the top universities in the world. So you're not getting like second-rate blackness here. You're getting black excellence in every capacity, and black independence. Black excellence is best exemplified when you also accompany it with black independence. Black excellence is muted, or it is distorted, it is misdirected, it is contained and controlled if it does not come with black independence, right? Because it's almost like a basketball team, right? Remember, you ever follow Michael Jordan back in the day? And one of the things they used to joke about was they said the only person that could hold Michael Jordan to less than 30 points a game was Dean Smith, his coach at North Carolina. Well, that's because Michael Jordan, as a basketball player, he exemplified basketball excellence, right? So as an excellent basketball player, he was best when he was free. When he was free to score and do what he needed to do, then guess what? Everything was great. But when he was contained and controlled and managed, and too many Negroes in America get managed. We get managed by other people. When he was managed, he wasn't excellent. He wasn't as good as he could be. So black excellence must accompany black independence. If you do not have excellence in independence together, like brother and sister, then you can't be your best self. You can't represent, so when you tell me that something represents black excellence, like Diddy took a picture of Cardi B and her boyfriend, and he said black excellence. That wasn't black excellence to me. That was, I don't know what the hell it was, but it wasn't black excellence. Black excellence comes with black independence. So if you ever want to be great, then start off by being free. Then you will be free to be great. You can't be great without being free, because in that case, you simply are being kind of managed and controlled by somebody else. Now, one of the things I want to do is I want to ask Brian if you're watching, I want you to please release the official schedule for the tour, since people are asking about it. Because I can see people in the podcast who are asking, are you coming to Detroit? Are you coming to the Bay Area? Are you coming to New York? Are you coming to Cincinnati? So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna have the official tour schedule released, and what I'll do is I'll mention the official tour schedule during the podcast. As you know, every day I go live at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Eastern is the time I plan to go live every day. If I can't make that time because of my schedule, I'm traveling or something, I'll put a note up and say I'll go live at 6 p.m. or I'll go live at 8 p.m. And also, if you can't make that time, it's okay. Just go to facebook.com/Dr. Boyce Watkins. That's facebook.com/Dr. Boyce Watkins. Hit the follow button so you'll be notified when I go live. And also, you'll have a chance to go and watch the recording later on if you can't make it live. Now, the reason you want to make it live is because at the end of the podcast, the end of every podcast, I will give away $50 worth of Bitcoin, but you have to have a Coinbase account. If you get a Coinbase account, this is my way to encourage everyone to invest. I don't have a deal with Coinbase. I don't know any of the people at Coinbase, but we do have the largest Black cryptocurrency group in the world right now on Facebook, actually, 54,000 people. So if you search for Black crypto investing, you can actually find our cryptocurrency investment group. So if Coinbase isn't our friends at some point, or if they aren't our friends at some point, they're going to become our friends. But right now, I don't have any sort of deal with them. I don't really even like a lot of corporate deals because, again, it's hard for me to be Black and excellent if I'm not Black and free. You know, I'm free to get on here and say whatever I want, and nobody tells me what I can and cannot do. And that's why I'm able to be my very best for you to serve you. So go to facebook.com/Dr. Boyce Watkins and just hit the follow button so that you can follow the podcast. Also, if you want to get on our mailing list, because we're actually developing a Black-owned social media platform. I haven't really unveiled it because it still has technical glitches, but it's almost done. And basically get on the mailing list so that I can let you guys know when it's going to happen. If you want to get on the list and also get a free e-copy of my book, It Takes a Village to Raise the Bar, please go to drboycewatkins.net. That's drboycewatkins.net. Now, remember I told you guys I'll give the $50 worth of Bitcoin at the end of the podcast, but then also I have a swear jar. Now, some of y'all hit me up a lot, and I tell every day, I tell my team, look, the people that we serve, they are our bosses. We got to listen to what they have to say. We are not better than them. We must humble ourselves to what they want. Now, here's what happened, right? So I get those people that love, y'all know me, right? Sometimes I get into something and a cuss word will kind of pop out, right? I can't help it. It just happens, right? I just blame it on my daddy. But, I have people that love that. I have people that are like, oh, man, I like it. You keep it real, Doc. That's what's up. Cool, and I agree with that. But then you got some people who are like, I have my 7-year-old watching your podcast, and now I got to go and have a conversation with her about why this scholar's on the internet cussing people out and everything. And so I'm not ever gonna stop being me. I can't stop being me, but but part of being me means being respectful. So what I said to myself is, I said, how do I get myself to slow down? How do I get myself to, it's hard for me to be my best self if I'm not, letting it loose, right? And so I was like, okay, first thing is, what I can do is when I do expect to kind of go fire, I will let you know in advance. Like I'll say something like, okay, this is PG-13. Don't bring your kids unless your kids are okay with profanity. Personally, I believe kids hear it every day. They go to school and their friends are cussing like crazy. I mean, let's just be real. When you were in the 4th grade, don't tell me you didn't go to school every day and hear all kinds of cuss words. Now these kids, they got the internet too. So you really think your kid ain't hearing no profanity? But that's just me. I'm not telling you how to be a parent, but that's just my opinion. But maybe they should hear it from me. So what I said was, okay, 2 things. One, I'm going to let you guys know in advance if I plan to kind of let loose. But then 2, I created a swear jar where it will be painful for me to let out a cuss word. So the swear jar goes like this. I told you guys that every podcast I'll give away $50 worth of Bitcoin. The commitment I made to myself and to you in public was that if every time I cuss on the podcast, anytime I let a cuss word fly, I will have to give away $50 more worth of Bitcoin. So that means that if I cuss 3 times, that means I got to give $150 of Bitcoin away to 3 different people, $50 a piece at the end of that podcast. And I'll do it right then. I send the money right away. So there you go. So that's my swear jar. So if y'all catch me cussing or whatever, you can hold me accountable and say, hey, Boyce, cough up, dog. You let it loose. You're cooning again, Boyce. Stop your cooning. You got to pay up. Cooning is expensive and cooning is deadly. So no more of that crazy coonery for me. I'm gonna try my best to slow it down. But then again, like I said, I can't help it. Sometimes I got to just be honest. All right, now let me jump into some of the conversation for today. If you first of all, let's do the city shout out. I like to see what city everybody's coming from. So shout out your city right quick so I can just kind of know what cities you're from and all that stuff. Teresa says it ain't that hard not to cuss. It's very hard actually for me. If you grow up and cussing is not a big deal, and cussing is everywhere. It's hard to kind of ignore that. Alicia says, wear a swear patch. That's funny. That's like the nicotine patch. That's good. Okay, I see Jim is from Baltimore. I see Brandon from San Francisco. Bella from Miami. Lamar from Philly. I'm not that far from San Francisco, actually. I'm actually in LA right now. I'm going Scotty from Auburn, Alabama. Congratulations. Well, I don't know. You're from Auburn, so you probably don't care about University of Alabama, but y'all just won yet another championship. I mean, those University of Alabama football players, half of them can't read, but they winning a whole lot of championships for that white man. They done made that white man, Nick Saban, mega rich. Nick Saban's family is going to be set for the next 1,000 years because he had some hardworking Negroes that went out and won championships for him. There I am starting trouble, but y'all know what it is. That man's making, what, $10 million a year or something? What are those black players getting? Who's scoring the touchdowns? Who's taking hits to the head? Who's going to have the concussions and the brain damage years down the road? They don't talk to you about that. They don't talk about all the players I know who, ex-NFL players who can't even remember their way home, their way to their daughter's school because their brain damage is so bad, or guys that are depressed and wanting to kill themselves. They don't talk to y'all about that, but they talk about the glory of the championship. Look at us. I'm from the University of Alabama, and I'm just so proud to play for Coach Saban. And Coach Saban done gave me a lot of opportunities and everything, and I'm just happy to know that I was able to be a part of that. Anyway, well, congratulations, University of Alabama fans. Either way, it is what it is. I see Yusef from New York City, Chuck James from Augusta, Georgia, Johnny Bell from South Central LA. Let me see here. Romero from Rockford, Illinois. Julius from Caesar, Oklahoma. I remember I spoke in Rockford not too long ago, and I spoke in Oklahoma City not too long ago, too. Michael Powell, Silver Spring, Maryland. Latrice from San Diego. Sherman from Chi-Town. Rhonda from Tulsa. Kyle says he's from Mount Vernon. That's what's up. All right, so good to see you guys. Chris from Houston. All right, so it's always great to see you. I'm so honored to always talk to you. Now let's jump into the topic. Now, it's so funny because people clown me on YouTube. They say, Doc, you don't get to the point. You put your title up and you talk about something, you don't get to the point. Well, you got to understand, like, I didn't grow up in like an ADHD generation. Like, I don't believe that you have to actually get to the core topic like in 30 seconds. In fact, if you ever choose to have sex with a woman, don't try to just get to the point like in 30 seconds. She ain't gonna want to sleep with you, man. Take your time, relax, be patient. So that's what we do. We are patient. We move forward patiently in this podcast. So if you're not a patient person, then this probably ain't for you. It's okay though. There's plenty of coonery out there that you can go watch. I'm sure WorldStar has a new video up right now. So go do WorldStar. Don't come to my page so you can complain about how we run stuff in my house. No, you don't do that. What you do is you leave. You leave. If you don't like it here, just go. I would say get the F out, but I'm trying not to cuss because I don't want to have to pay extra money in the swear jar. But seriously, do you understand that? Like, do you understand how much respect, how much reverence you're showing to me when you take time out of your valuable day to come here just so you can complain about what I'm doing on my podcast when you ain't even got to be here? If I don't like you, I don't go to your page. So, and I say that to everybody out here, the people who are brainwashed by Umar Johnson. Like, if you're so brainwashed that you can't have a critical and intelligent and honest conversation about your beloved leader, then this ain't the place for you. You should go somewhere else, someplace where the brainwashed people hang out. Go, that's cool. You got plenty of company. That's where the majority of black people are. The majority of black people are okay with elevating black leaders into these religious figures who are greater than Jesus could ever be. Like there's a lot of people out there like that until you got company. Don't come here. This might be above your pay grade. Like, this conversation you ain't ready for this. This is black intelligence. This is black people who want to question things. In order for you to rise out of a condition, in order for you to elevate out of a trap, you must be able to expand your thinking. You must be able to confront new ideas. You must question everything. If the animal never ever questions the cage that he was born in, then he will never ever figure out how to escape. If he just accepts it and says, well, this is good, and I'm glad, I like it here in the zoo, and the zookeeper, he must be my friend because he comes by here every day with a piece of steak, and so when he gives me the steak, that means I get to eat, so he's clearly my best ally, and you don't even understand that the zookeeper who's feeding you every day, that's the SOB who built the cage in the first place. He up here watching the bars and the security system to make sure you don't get out, and you're complicit in the entrapment because you're sitting there happy that he's bringing you a piece of steak. So we got a lot of Negroes who think that way. So it's fine. I can sit here and tell you all day, look, I think you might want to ask Umar what he did with your money. But if you get mad at me for asking you to go ask a logical question, then this ain't the place for you. Yeah, I talk to black people who question things so they can get out of cages. If you question nothing, then everything will remain the same. If everything remains the same, then black people will remain oppressed. If you do not change your behavior, then your outcomes will never change. So I'm looking for black people who are making the courageous decision to say, okay, collectively, let's change our behavior. Collectively, let's elevate. Collectively, let's look at everything. Let's question not just what the white man is doing to us, but let's question what the black man is doing to us. Let's question our leaders. Let's question and say, how many leaders we got out here that's just yapping versus how many leaders out here are actually doing something? Because a lot of the leaders, unfortunately, are entertainers. They're just, all they're here to do is just kind of talk and make you feel good, make you excited. I would prefer to ask this question. You know, if so-and-so goes down, let's say Umar, anybody, right? If they're not here anymore, how many thousands of black people are going to lose their job because that person isn't here anymore? You know, how many black institutions are going to disappear that as a result of that person not being around? How much real tangible stuff that's actually been built and created and developed is going to not work and be effective anymore because that particular leader is no longer there, right? So for example, if you're the president of Apple Computer and you die, then yeah, thousands of people are affected because stock price plummets and people get laid off and all kinds of stuff, right? So real lives are being affected. But if an entertainer dies, then, you know, you just have a little less entertainment, but they just replace them with somebody else, right? So an entertainer is kind of an employee, and most of your leaders ain't nothing but entertainers. Al Sharpton is pretty much an entertainer. Al Sharpton doesn't really, I mean, no hatred on Al, but I mean, he doesn't really like have some multi-million-dollar company that's employing like thousands of black people. He's not, you know, he's not engaged in initiatives designed to educate on a regular basis every day tens of thousands of black children. He's kind of just talking and holding marches and rallies and taking care of himself. You know, so I'm not saying that these people are all bad people. They have a place, right? Everybody can't sort of carry the load, but I think that we have to kind of think about our strategy, right? Think about our approach and figure out if there's a better approach out there. Now, let's get into the topic at hand. Do me a favor if you haven't done this yet. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, please subscribe. Take 1 second right now and look for a share button, a like button, a subscribe button, hearts, anything you want, anything there where you can show your love. Just give us some digital applause and let people know how great this is. So if you can tell people about this, I would truly appreciate that. Also, I want to let everybody know that in case you don't know, we are giving away $5,000 to an African-centered school at the end of January. So if you know of a school that should be in our database, please have them email and send information, pictures, video, links, YouTube, whatever it is, to the website to teachourownchildren@gmail.com. That's teachourownchildren@gmail.com. If you email teachourownchildren@gmail.com, you can not only get be eligible for the $5,000 grant. We can't give it to everybody because we ain't got it like that, but we're going to give away $5,000 to some school to help them, you know, with operating expenses. But then also, we want to interview, if you run a school, we want you on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel has 250,000 subscribers. We get about 2 or 3 million views a month, and people watch about 20 million minutes of video on that channel every month. And most of those people are black people. And that don't even count the millions that we have on different Facebook pages and all kinds of stuff. So we've got a distribution network, and that network is not just for me to get on here and run my mouth. It's for black people who are doing the work to get the respect and to get the praise and the recognition that you deserve. You are a superhero. You are a black leader. If you are educating black children, if you're doing a great job as a black parent, if you're doing things in your own black community, then in my opinion, you are a black leader. Yeah, like what's it Kevin Durant said, you the real MVP, right? Seriously. So anyway, let me keep going. So let's talk about this movie, Black Panther, right? The movie Black Panther is coming out. I plan to see this movie. I think it's going to be good. Now, why am I going to see this movie? I'm going to see this movie because I am a big fan of the whole Marvel universe. I love these superhero movies. I think they're great. I'm one of those guys who is pissed off at DC Comics because they keep screwing up their superhero movies. Like, Like, what idiot do you know who can ruin Batman versus Superman? Seriously, like they make Batman versus Superman and they effed it up. I mean, seriously? Like you messed up Batman versus Superman. How do you do that? Like, you know, that's like Jesus versus the devil. Like that's a fight people would want to see. You know, like if Jesus and the devil was like, we're gonna have a fight on Tuesday. They did an episode like that on South Park where they had Jesus in the ring, going in the ring with Lucifer, and it was good. Like it was like fight, fight, fight. Like Batman versus Superman. Like they messed up Batman versus. So DC sucks. But Marvel is extraordinary. Marvel is efficient. Marvel makes great movies. I love the way they operate. I think they're a great company as far as white companies go, because they're not really a black company. We know this, but they are making this movie, The Black Panther. Now, I plan to see this film. No question about it. I'll be one of the first people to see it. After, I'll probably go like 2 weeks in, like after that first wave of everybody and their mama trying to go. I don't like waiting in line for movie tickets. I'm not gonna fight nobody to go see a movie, but I'll wait maybe 2 weeks in, and then at that point the theater's got a little more space, and I can go see it in the middle of the day. It's all good. I'm very happy for the black people who are in this film. I think that it's a good look for them. I think that the film is going to do really well. I was reading on the Griot today where they said that Black Panther has sold more advanced tickets on Fandango in its first 24 hours than any other MCU movie. Now, I don't know what MCU is. I think it's Marvel Comic Universe. Than any other MCU movie, besting previous record holder Captain America. So literally, this movie, this is black dollars going into white pockets for the most part. Just make sure you're clear about this. You know, Marvel's owned by Disney. Most of the Disney shareholders don't look like you. So believe me, the shareholders of Disney, and I'm one of them, I own some Disney stock. Go buy some Disney stock for your kids so you can at least be a part of the group that's actually really going to benefit the most from Black Panther. Other than a few black employees who were hired to be a part of this, this ain't a black movie in that way. This is a black movie, but this ain't a black movie, if that makes any sense. This is a black movie, but it ain't a black movie, right? So ultimately, it's almost like when you talk about Barack Obama being a black president. Barack Obama was a black president, but he wasn't a black president, right? A black president can really, really, really solve problems in the black community, right? They can really dig in. Obama couldn't really dig in because Obama had a black face, and but he had to support a white supremacist agenda. This is not anti-Obama; it's pro-fact. It's just pro-truth. We know we know how the Obama presidency went down. He conducted himself very well, though. He's like these professionals that are in this film. You know, the professionals in this film, from Chadwick Boseman to the boy, the dude, what's his name, that was in Creed. You know what I'm talking about, Michael B. Jordan, great actor. So the beautiful women that are in this film, it's an African theme. Like it's cool, right? It's a good movie. Like I said, I'm gonna go see it, and everybody should go see it, in my opinion. I just think it's gonna be a well done movie. Marvel makes good films, and these actors are great. But understand, you know, at the end of the day, who's benefiting the most financially from the existence of this movie? It ain't the black community. It's basically the Disney shareholders who, by and large, are not black, and it's a few black employees. So as long as we understand that it's a different kind of thing, as long as we understand just what it is, we can see it for what it is, instead of, you know, thinking that we should like all get together and hold a Dr. King dinner and sing "We Have Overcome." You know, like that's what I went to. I swear to God, I went to a dinner that I spoke at a church in Long Island, and I was the keynote speaker, and it was the day Barack Obama got elected president, and they were singing "We Shall Overcome," and I kid you not, the choir director literally told the audience to change the words to "We Have Overcome." And I'm sitting there thinking, you ain't overcame nothing. You don't have the sovereignty to do anything that you want to do. You have no ability as black people, for the most part, to define your own destiny. Your wealth levels are in the toilet compared to white folks. You got your babies dying up and down the street. You got all kinds. Your kids ain't getting educated because they're going to all these white schools that don't educate them. What makes you think we have overcome? Apparently, we trying to overcome different things, because right now we ain't overcome with Barack Obama and Michelle. Now they overcame. They got $20-30 million in the bank now. Good for them. But the rest of us, we got some work to do, right? So anyway, so let's pop in and say this. All right. So so Disney stock, you can actually buy shares, I think you can do fractional shares if you can't afford. I think the stock price is like $110. Somebody wrote that the stock. Somebody on the Facebook page said that. Here we go. Casey says if we buy a share of Disney right now, it costs $110. Sheesh. Well, you're right, and I'm trying to figure out if on Robinhood, if the Robinhood app, if you can actually buy fractional shares. I have been a shareholder in Disney for a while. Now, you want to know why I bought Disney stock? I bought Disney stock because I'll tell you what, those SOBs know how to make some money, and they know how to make a good product, and they know how to be very consistent. They know how to really structure an organization. I told everybody on my team, we meet once a week, and we also have meetings all throughout the week. We have lots of meetings. I told them, I said, I need y'all to go read a book about Disney and how Disney operates, and I need you to pay attention to that because the way they run the company is phenomenal. And Walt Disney is much of a, actually he wasn't a perfect guy. We know that. In fact, I think he was like a Nazi sympathizer or something crazy like that, but I don't really care about that stuff. He's dead. But I really was interested and intrigued by how you had this guy who, had some talent, and he used that talent to leverage that into one of the greatest, most valuable companies in the world. In fact, Disney's the parent company. They're the ones who are funding this Black Panther movie. They're the ones who get the proceeds. So Disney's market valuation, let me look it up right quick. I'm going to Google it. Their market valuation is, drum roll please, $165.47 billion. So that's the market cap. That means if you take the value of every share of stock and you multiply it by the number of shares outstanding, you get $1.65 billion. Right now, Disney shares are trading for $109.56. And so I, through my Robinhood app, have been acquiring Disney shares for a very long time. Not because I think Disney's going to make me a ton of money in the next couple of months, but because I believe Disney can make me a ton of money in the next couple of decades, right? I want to be an owner. I want to own a piece of America. That's my goal. It might be a little piece, but dang it, if I own a little piece of America, that means that if America's winning, I'm winning too. So your children, get your children started. Get a little app. Go ahead, buy $5, $10 worth of stock for your child, and watch your child's brain transform, because they're going to really be excited and feel truly empowered when they see that they own a piece of this very wealthy country. If you're actually looking to learn about the stock market, I could teach you a lot. I could teach you how to get started investing with $5 in 5 minutes. Feel free to go to theblackstockmarketprogram.com. You can get a 30-day free trial. That means you get 30 days to try it out, see if you like it. You can go to theblackstockmarketprogram.com. There's about 100 hours worth of content. Also, we're developing a certification process where you can actually get certified in stock market investing from the Black Business School and get a certificate and all that stuff. That'll be done probably in the next 30 to 40 days. But anyway, go to theblackstockmarketprogram.com, give it a try. If you want your children to invest, we have a children's program at blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. That's blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. Because if I know anything about war, if I know anything about winning battles, one of the things I know about battles is that battles tend to be won not on the battlefield in the moment. Battles are won before the battle begins. Sun Tzu in The Art of War said this. He said that battles are won before they begin. What does that mean? Well, that means that if you want to really overcome as a community, if you really want to win, you got to start stockpiling power. You start organizing early. You start positioning your soldiers very early in the game so that when the battle starts, when everything pops off, you're ready. You got your defenses up. You got your supplies set up. You got your soldiers well trained. You're ready to battle and ready to defend. So in my mind, I don't really want to create a bunch of soldiers that are just carrying guns and going out and trying to hurt people. I would rather create economic soldiers, where we've got 1 million Black children in this generation who are trained at the highest levels at an early age on everything from investing to wealth building to just simple stuff. Everybody knows how to invest in the stock market, and they're doing so consistently. Everybody knows the value of being invested in real estate, so they're all becoming homeowners as soon as they can. Everybody knows the value of owning a business, so every young Black child owns a business so that no Black child is ever unemployed because he can always go work for himself or the family business. Like just basic things like that. And what that does is that goes back to that saying that I shared with you guys last time, which says, if you want to be a wealthy investor with a lot of money, you got to start off by being a broke investor with very little money, because an investor is an investor is an investor. Broke investors become wealthy investors, but you got to be an investor. So anyway, so that's my spiel on why I think all of us should go out here. If you believe in the Black Panther movie and you're happy about the Black Panther movie, then I would say go ahead and become a stockholder in Disney. If you want a pair of Air Jordans, go buy you some Air Jordans. That's all good. But after you buy your Air Jordans, buy you a couple of shares of Nike stock. Never spend more money on Air Jordan sneakers than you spend buying shares of stock in the Nike Corporation. If they're getting rich, you should be getting rich, especially when you're the one spending all the money. So right now, black folks are putting a whole lot of money in the pockets of Disney shareholders. The Black Panther, because black people are excited, we're enthusiastic. We're enthusiastic, emotional people with lots of money, but we are not people who are necessarily going to think about the ownership structure of the things that we buy. So black people are, unfortunately, in the minds of a lot of people, we're seen as the perfect economic prostitutes, or economic hoes. An economic hoe is somebody that has a whole lot to give away, but they don't see the value of what they're giving up, so they give it up freely to everybody. So everybody's showing up, lining up around the block so they can get a piece of whatever the economic hoe is giving away. So black people, the reason they made this movie is not because they love black culture and they want to portray black imagery in a specific way. They made this movie because they said, man, black people, when they support a movie, they support a movie. They are so enthusiastic, they will come and spend their last to come see this movie like it's a freaking religious event. Look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. Right now, Black Panther is the #1 Marvel film created in the entire history of all the Marvel comic films so far. It's got more ticket pre-sales than any other Marvel movie, and Marvel movies have made more money than almost every other franchise on earth. They've made $13 billion from the Marvel universe of films. So we are the driving force behind this economic activity. Disney executives are sitting around saying, oh my God, we need to make more of these black movies because black people, they love to spend their money. They love to be entertained. And what's so ridiculous and interesting about it is that you could have told them this, and there were studies done 20 years ago that said black people spend more money on entertainment than anybody else. So I don't know why they didn't figure this out in the 90s. We was doing this in the 90s and the 80s. Let me tell you this. Tariq Nasheed, one of the great black filmmakers in this country. I don't care what nobody got to say about Tariq. I respect him because of what he's done with Hidden Colors. Ain't got nothing to do with nothing else. I ain't talking about nothing else. I'm talking about the movie. Tariq Nasheed. That's my guy because he did it. He became a multimillionaire by making a black movie for black people on black issues. He hit the nail hard and he did a great job with it. Tariq came in he's a guest lecturer in the Black Business School. He comes in and he does Q&As for us periodically to answer questions to our students who are seeking to build independent entertainment businesses. Tariq told a story that I had just happened to have read as well, where that whole Marvel universe of films, the films that have made $13 billion, a lot of people don't know that those films actually, that whole series started because of black people. Let me tell you a little story, black people. Let me tell you this. Repeat this story because it's important. Back in I think the 80s, maybe early 90s, I can't remember what year it was, Disney and Marvel, they tried to do all of this back in the day and they failed miserably. They put out this movie, they put a ton of money into this movie called Howard the Duck. And that was like the first, I guess, Marvel movie they put out. And it flopped like nobody's business. It was complete, total garbage. And nobody saw it. Everybody got fired. The whole ship was burning down and people were mad. The movie that actually set off this series of superhero movies was Blade, starring you-know-who, Mr. Wesley Snipes. So Wesley Snipes did Blade. Blade took off like a storm. Blade made tons of money. Blade made them a killing on the back end. So when they saw that Blade took off, of course, I think they made a sequel, Blade 2 or whatever. The Blade movies were great. Then they said, my God, we can do more of these. So they started reigniting a lot of their Marvel comic heroes. They started bringing in Captain America. They brought in the Incredible Hulk. They brought in Iron Man, they brought in Thor, and then they started making all these Marvel movies, and they started making this whole series of movies. And I got some numbers in front of me that show you just kind of the massive numbers that they made from their different films. Just so you know, in total, this series, which is referred to as the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I said Marvel Comic Universe earlier. I meant to say Marvel Cinematic Universe. They made about $13 billion in the global box office, making it the highest grossing film franchise of all time. This started with Wesley Snipes. So, I mean, Wesley Snipes, he made Black history within Disney. Like, he was the one that set it off. If it wasn't for Blade, none of this would exist. Howard the Duck was made in 1986, and it was a flop, and a lot of people got fired. Let's see. Let me see if I can find something to read here that would really kind of help us to understand kind of how all this kind of ties together. Anyway, there's not a whole lot to say, but basically in 2009, Marvel, their whole universe, all their films was acquired by Disney. Disney bought all of that, bought Marvel for about $4 billion. Since that time, they've quadrupled, tripled their investment. Their capital has really been put to use. So moving on. So the interesting thing is that, okay, so here's how much money the Marvel Cinematic Films have made. What they call Phase 1, which was Iron Man. Iron Man made $500 million. The Incredible Hulk made $250 million, $263 million. Iron Man 2 brought in 2/3 of a billion, $623 million. Thor made almost $500 million, $449 million. Captain America made $370 million. The Avengers made $1.5 billion. Phase 2, the Iron Man movie made $1.2 billion. Thor, $644 million. Captain America, $714 million. Guardians of the Galaxy, $773 million. Avengers: Age of Ultron, $1.4 billion. Ant-Man made $500 million. And so it just kind of goes on and on and on. So basically, they're making all this money, and it started with Wesley Snipes. And what was also interesting that a lot of people don't know is that the Black Panther film, the first person to come to Marvel to talk to them about making a Black Panther film was Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes came to them, according to the sources that I've read. Wesley Snipes came to Marvel and said, we need to make a film about the Black Panther. And he also said, I'll be the Black Panther. And so I'm reading here. Now, of course, this is a Wikipedia page, but they got the references here. So I don't think Wikipedia is as bad as some people say. I think you can actually get decent information from Wiki, but sometimes it's not 100% accurate, but I think it's pretty good. They said in June 1992, Wesley Snipes announced his intention to make a film about the Black Panther, and he had begun work on one by that August. The next July, Snipes planned to begin the Black Panther after starring in Demolition Man. And the next month, he expressed interest in making sequels to the film as well. In January 1994, Snipes entered into talks with Columbia Pictures to portray the Black Panther, and Stan Lee. Stan Lee is the guy who created a whole lot of these Marvel characters. Stan Lee always makes a cameo in all the Marvel films. So Stan Lee joined with Snipes and said, I'm in. And so it entered early development in May when the film had not progressed. In January 96, Lee explained that he had not been pleased with the scripts for the project. In July 97, Black Panther was listed as part of the Marvel Comics slate. March 98, Marvel hired two guys to work on it, Joe Quesada and Jimmy Palmiotti. That August, corporate problems at Marvel put the project on hold, while the next August, Snipes was set to produce and possibly star in the film. In May 2000, Artisan Entertainment announced a deal with Marvel to co-produce, finance, and distribute films based on Black Panther. So there's more to it. But what's interesting here is that I would say that when you're thinking about movies, what you got to realize is that there's pretty much three key areas that come into production of a film, and that's the production, the distribution, and ultimately the monetization, which would include either the financing, who raises the money on the front end, and how you make money on the back end and who gets that money, right? So ultimately, when you look at the characters that are a part of the Marvel film, when you break it down into production, distribution, and monetization, my interpretation, my impression is that the majority of the Black people that you're seeing on the screen, when it comes to this film, are part of that production process. I don't really know, again, I could be wrong, but I don't really know how many Black people or Black companies are involved in the distribution part of it. I don't know how many Black people are involved in the monetization part of it. Monetization, meaning did black people fund this movie? And also at the tail end, are black people the ones who are benefiting financially? My interpretation is that the monetization dimension is completely controlled by more people who are majority non-black. The Disney shareholders are the ones who said, okay, we're going to put up the money to make this movie, and we're going to be the ones who benefit the most if this movie blows up. So when you black folks are going to the theater and making it rain, on this movie, which is great, I think it's cool. Support the movie. I mean, you're going to spend your money on something anyway. You might as well be entertained while you do it. But when you go into making it rain, just understand that you are kind of making it rain on the white man a little bit. Like, he's really like sitting back thinking, man, we need to make more of these black movies because black people love to give their money away. So what I personally think is that one little tiny thing you can do to kind of begin the process of kind of integrating yourself into the system in an empowered way is, go ahead and buy some shares of Disney stock and buy, compile more and more over time. You'll never, you won't be the majority owner. There's a lot of shares out there, but, you get your little piece of the pie. So when you see that, the announcement, Black Panther made $1 trillion, not a trillion, it made $500 million, then you can say, yes, my company, I'm making more money because this movie did well, right? In fact, there was a young man who was his mother emailed me because she was actually in our Black Millionaires of Tomorrow program where we teach the kids how to buy shares of stock. And what she did for Christmas was she bought him some shares of Nintendo or something. I forgot what it was. And she said she overheard this 8-year-old boy on the playground, and he was talking, his friends were all bragging about what toys they got for Christmas. And his friend basically said, well, I own shares of Nintendo, so when they make money, I make money, right? And that's not how you hear kids talk most of the time. Most of the time, kids are saying, well, I want to get a new toy because I want to play with a new toy. They're thinking about spending money so you can be entertained. But the thing is, money should not be a frisbee where you throw the frisbee and the frisbee just goes into the distance. Money's supposed to be a boomerang, which means if you throw it out there, it's going to come back to you. You see, your money's supposed to come back to you somehow. So when you're spending the majority of your money, some of your money's going to just go out there and just disappear, right? You go out to dinner, you ain't going to get that back. You go on vacation, you ain't getting that back. You go buy a pair of sneakers, you're coming home with a pair of shoes, but you ain't coming back with no money. But the majority of the money that you spend each month should be a boomerang, not a frisbee. So that means that if you are a renter right now, I'm not dissing you for being a renter, and if you live in an apartment, I mean, my God, I paid a lot of rent in my life. It's not that big of a deal. But if you're a renter and you don't have a lot of investments in other areas, you should probably do some research on how to become an owner. You see, if you go to, for example, to the Black Real Estate School, where Andre Hatchett runs the Black Real Estate School, theblackrealestateschool.com, they teach people about things like FHA loans and how your credit score can be as low as 500 and you can still get into a home. That way, as you're paying rent every month, you're naturally building wealth because you own the house that you're paying for. When you're a renter, you're buying a house for sure. You're definitely buying a house, but you're buying a house for somebody else. Your landlord will buy his house with your rent money. That's how crazy the system is, right? So ultimately, with black folks, it's okay to go spend your money going to see the Black Panther, but I would almost give my family a little challenge and say, okay, when we go see Black Panther, we're going to drop $80 at the movie theater because, they got that $30 popcorn and all the other crazy stuff, right? And so we're going to spend $80 that night. Let's go buy ourselves at least one share of Disney stock. So that, we spent 80, we got 110 toward ownership. That way we can go out and not feel bad, not feel guilty. Dr. Boyce can't guilt trip us and call us economic hoes. He's going to say you're actually economic champions because you actually made sure you took care of you as much as you're taking care of them. Because make no mistake about it, when you spend money on that movie, you ain't really, you're kind of sort of supporting the actors. Yeah, they're going to be all right. But I'm in Hollywood. Half these black actors, half these Negroes don't even want to be black. I ain't going to lie. I'm serious. I see him. I'm like, wait, you are an internationally known black sex symbol, dude. Why are you dating a white woman? No disrespect. If you have a white woman that loves you, a white man that loves you, I'm happy for you. I really am. But I'm sitting there just thinking, man, like if people knew that this dude don't want nothing to do with black women, they would be really disappointed. But, so I'm just telling you, like a lot of the black people in Hollywood, especially the black men, I don't know what planet they get these brothers from, but it's insanity. A lot of them don't want a whole lot to do with black people. A lot of them don't want nothing to do with no black women. I knew a guy that worked at a club. I swear I'm not making this up. He worked at a club, and he said that their orders at the club were with black women, you just don't let them in. Like, you know, because he was like, well, you know, because they would say that they're going to be loud, they're going to be ghetto, blah, 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 blah. So we would let the black, they let the white women in, they let the Latino women in, maybe the high yellow black women can get in. But like you come up and you a beautiful dark-skinned black woman, or even an unbeautiful dark, either one, you ain't getting in. So this is kind of what you're looking at in Hollywood. So when you're supporting your favorite celebrity, just realize these people ain't what you think. I kid you not. I'm literally sitting here right now, right on Wilshire Boulevard next to Beverly Hills, and I know a lot of famous people, a lot of actors and actresses, and we negotiate deals with them and talk to them. And first thing I got to check into is I'm like, okay, is this person really trying to be down with black people? Or when we say that we run the black business school, are they gonna get scared because it's too black? Because actually, believe it or not, and I don't know if this is true, I got to call Dr. Claude Anderson this week to confirm this story, but there's a thing kind of circulating, I shared it, where they're saying that, you know, he and some other black people approached Oprah about doing something for the black community, and Oprah said, no, that's too black. And that's the problem. You got black people in Hollywood who don't want to be black, who don't want to be associated with nothing black. They go to a casting call. They're like, well, if I get typecast as being too black, I won't get certain opportunities. Well, guess what, you coon? You ain't gonna get no opportunities anyway because you're black, because they don't respect you, but you're sitting around hoping for something that ain't never gonna happen anyway. And so and the only difference is you're selling your soul in the process. So the people I talk to, the people I meet with, I met with Tiara Williams yesterday, who runs The Real Network. Her brand is Miss Black Hollywood. And I said, you know, one thing I really respect about you, Tiara, is the fact that you're one of the few black people in Hollywood run around saying, I'm black and I'm proud to be black. I'm 100% black, 100% of the time, 100% of the day, on 100% of the days. And I have no shame in my game. Ain't no shame in me being who I am. And you know what happens, actually? She gets more opportunities because she meets with white people and Jewish people, stuff like that. She still partners with people, but they respect her. They're like, oh, you're black. You're not just like an artificial cheap substitute for a white person, like the other 25 black people we just met. Well, we'd like to work with you. She gets more opportunities for being herself. So the thing is that people know confidence. Like, people know when you really are proud of who you're. Like when Biggie, you know, back in the day used to rap and say black and ugly as ever, right? Black, fat, and ugly as ever, right? And he made that beautiful. He made everybody want to be, you know, 500 pounds, you know, and as black as soot, you know, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, so ultimately what I'm saying is that how you carry who you are is what makes people believe in who you are. And, you know, like myself, I will tell you, I work every day to remind myself that, yeah, Boyce is not perfect. Boyce makes a lot of mistakes. Boyce comes short in a lot of areas, but I love that guy and I respect him, and God ain't through with him yet, but I'm gonna ride with him till the wheels fall off. So if you come in here looking for somebody other than Boyce Watkins, then you need to go look somewhere else. And that's just the policy I chose. In fact, I didn't become liberated as a human being. I did not begin to pursue black excellence in my own life until I got to the day at 28 years old. That's literally when it happened. 28 years old, when I said, man, I'm tired of playing the game. I'm tired of trying to be somebody else. I'm tired of putting on the mask for y'all. I can't do it. I would rather die than put on this mask. So guess what? I'm coming out of the closet. Coming out of the closet, it didn't mean that I was gay, because I ain't gay. But coming out of the closet meant being who I am and being okay with that. Like, I'm Boyce. You don't like it, and, you know, middle finger for you and everybody you love. Like, I don't really care. And that's literally the beginning of when my career really went to heights that I couldn't imagine before, because I'm very good at being me. I'm the best in the world at being Boyce Watkins. I ain't got no competition in this zone. Do you see what I'm saying? So what I would say to you, you know, Donna Sanchez and Cheryl Urban and everybody else, and Kenneth Solomon, you know, is be who you are. Johnny Bell, there's nobody better at being Johnny Bell than you. There's nobody better than, you know, being Mackenzie Wingfield than you. You know, so be the best you that you know how to be. And I kid you not, I really believe that if you do it to the best of your ability, not only will you be happier than you've ever been, but you're going to find that blessings and rewards and abundance will come at you that you never even imagined. I used to have dreams of what my career could become back when I was in my early 20s. I used to dream about certain things and certain heights that I believed I could reach if I worked hard enough. That's what kept me going. But if I had a time machine and I could go back 20 years in my life and talk to the old me and tell the old me about what the future was going to look like for me, I wouldn't believe it. I'd be like, oh my gosh, are you serious? No way, no, right? And I'm not going to go into no details on it because I don't want to be sounding like I'm all bragging and stupid, but I'm going to tell you, man, the happiness level that comes from being yourself and knowing that you are able to, make your living by being you. There's nothing like it. It's the ultimate form of freedom. So that's my little appeal to you, to let the real you out. Don't be trying to hide, man. Just be who you are. Anyway, let me remind you guys real quick. Do me a favor, if you haven't hit the subscribe button or the share button, please take 1 second to do that. I'm here every day at 2 o'clock on my Facebook page, facebook.com/Dr. Boyce Watkins. So if you want to join live, go to facebook.com/Dr. Boyce Watkins, hit the follow button. Also, if you want a free e-copy of my book, It Takes a Village to Raise the Bar, please go to drboycewatkins.net. That's drboycewatkins.net. Also, I want to mention to you guys that in my company, which is called Boyce Watkins Enterprises, and we own some different things. We own some films, and we do teaching and all in media and all kinds of other stuff, and events, and and books and e-commerce and all kinds of crap. But in our company, we hire regularly, and we like to hire from the community that supports us. So if you want to look at our job postings, there aren't a ton up there now. We had a job posted up there for a while, and well, not for a while, actually. Within a day, we had over 100 and some applicants, and so we picked the people that we wanted within a day. But we got another posting up today, actually. If you want to go look at our postings and check them out on a regular basis, you can go to work.theblackbusinessschool.com. That's WORK, work.theblackbusinessschool.com. And you can check out our job postings and get a chance to see if there's a job in there that fits you. Or something that you might be interested in applying for. What we do is on the page, we actually list our core values. One of our key core values is that in order to be down with our company, you really got to love Black people. That's really important to us. And we also are big on people who do what they're going to say, who follow through on whatever they committed to doing. We're not real big on talking about it. We're much bigger on being about it, because if we don't spend time trying to be real and really trying to hold ourselves accountable to authentic completion of the goals that we set for ourselves, then we ain't never going to get nowhere as Black people. We're never going to progress. We're never going to see success. We're never going to see happiness, any of that. So I'm going to show you guys one of the job postings here. This is for, we're actually looking for somebody who does video. We're looking for a video storyteller and editor. The purpose of the roles listed here. The desired outcome of the job is here in terms of what we want you to be able to do. Desired competencies we're looking for here. As you know, we're getting deeper into filmmaking and web series and television and all kinds of stuff. So we want people that know how to do these things that can help us to achieve that goal. Alignment with our 6 core values. Our 6 core values are belief in the mission of Black financial empowerment, respect and empathy for our customer base. You must respect the people that support us. Excellence through high quality work and professionalism. We do not give Black people second rate anything. We give Black people first class everything. Consistency and reliability. We like consistent people. We like reliable people. We don't like people who say, oh, I'm going to do this every Tuesday, and then you don't show up, or you don't whatever. That's a good way for me to fire you, because you can't, just so you know, all of you in here who are building businesses, get consistent, reliable people in your company, in your operation. If you run an organization, if you're trying to achieve a goal, if you're trying to create something, go for the reliable people. Don't just go for the talented people. Talent is nice, but talent is an illusion. It's a little bit of a distraction, because what will happen is a really talented person will know how to do all the right jibber jabber. Because you got a lot of fast talking Negroes out here that'll talk a circle around about how great they can do and all the wonderful things they can do. But at the end of the day, you need those people where they say they're going to do something, they're actually going to do it. And so anyway, humility and perseverance. We don't want no arrogant type people. I'm I'm not that kind of guy, and our executive team's not like that. So we don't like, that doesn't fly with us. So don't tell us that you're the greatest thing in the world. Tell us how you're going to make the Black community the greatest community in the world. Humility and perseverance, independent thought and problem solving. We like people who are thinkers, who can think for themselves. We also have, some other things listed here in terms of remote worker traits. We mentioned the Black Core 3, the Black Core 3s, that we believe that Black people must educate our own children in our own community. We must create strong Black businesses. Also, we believe that we must support Black businesses that are in those communities. So when we create strong Black businesses and create our own jobs, we support the businesses that are creating jobs for Black people. That's what we believe in. So if you're interested in applying, go to work.theblackbusinessschool.com. That is work.theblackbusinessschool.com. All right, so let me ask you guys this. I want to get you guys' take on this real quick. Tell me what you think. Now, you saw where Oprah Winfrey said that she's thinking about running for president, or she didn't say she was thinking about it. I think they asked her about, the idea of running for president, and she said it sounds intriguing. I don't know what that means, but she said it sounds intriguing. So tell me, what do you guys think? Like, do you think that Oprah would be a good president, or do you think Oprah would be just yet another white president? Do you think Oprah would be a great president for white women, or do you think Oprah would be great for everybody? What do you think? Let me see. I'm looking. Okay, Alicia, she said, "Hell no." Julia says, "I'm consistently reliable." Good, I respect that. Casey says, "Not a good idea for her." Let's see. Alay says no. I think this is Alay. I think that's how you pronounce it. CC Services says too weak. Jay Gary says F no. I'm not putting no money in the swear jar today, so I'm not going to say what he said. Let's see. Jet Stupid no. Somebody else says she said no. I don't think she said no. I think she said it would be intriguing. Michael says great for white women. Dean said no. We don't need another Black Jesus. Yeah, she would be like a Black Jesus, man. I tell you, Black folks, when y'all get all excited about a candidate, man, y'all really take religion to another level, and it's a bad way to play the political game, because politicians, when they see you love them that much, when they see you worshiping them, that's when they take advantage of you. So I guess it looks like a lot of y'all are saying no. Let's see. Oh, King Benji says, yeah, he tried to catch you. Yeah, he did. He tried to get me in the swear jar. Y'all ain't get me in the swear jar. But yeah, I think Oprah, here's the thing about Oprah being president. I think Oprah is a remarkable human being. I think that Oprah has accomplished so much. Oprah is a spirit that I respect, because if you notice how Oprah responds to people who attack her, she's about as gracious as any queen could ever be. She really is, royalty as far as entertainment goes. She doesn't really get into gutter fights with people. She doesn't let anybody shake her. She's very consistent. I think she's a remarkable role model for women to a point, right? I mean, I think you can learn a lot from for anybody, not just women, but men as well. Like, you can watch her and learn how that game is played at the high levels, right? Now, the challenge with Oprah from a political disposition is that I think that she is probably a white feminist in blackface in certain areas, right? Like, pretty much having Oprah in the White House is like, Oprah's like the Black woman who becomes best friends with the white woman that you hate on your job every day because she thinks she's better than you and better than Black people. You know what I'm talking about? You know how those white women a lot of times want to have a Black sister girl so they can feel like they cool and feel like they down? Like, Oprah's like the perfect sister girl. So the white girls will like watch her and they're all screaming like, Oprah, we love you. And they genuinely love her for good reason. But Oprah, unfortunately, can't really be too Black. And she certainly can't represent and show respect to the Black man and still maintain this close bond she has with white feminists and white women, because white feminists don't like Black men. They don't like most Black men. If you're gay, they love you. If you're feminized, they like you. But if you are just, a strong John Amos, like John Amos, James from Good Times, like, you're just an old-fashioned, strong Black man from the South, and you believe in, chivalry and just what a man needs to do to be a man like me. Women like Oprah don't tend to like men like me, and it makes me sad, because I think that what happens is that when they see when they see masculinity, when they see strength in a man, unfortunately, what they do is they associate that, unfairly so, with the same toxic masculinity that led to them being raped when they were little girls. They see a strong Black man from the South, and they're thinking, oh, that's just like the man who molested me when I was 12. And so at the end of the day, they associate all male masculinity, in my opinion, a lot of it, with offensive behavior, harmful behavior, destructive behavior, assault. And so basically in so many ways, many of the Oprah Winfrey types of the world, the black feminists, which are pretty much white feminists in blackface sometimes, they kind of look at us, they typecast us as black men the same way white women do when they clutch their purse when you get on the elevator. Like I get on, I walk on, I'm gonna tell you, I'm just the first one to say, like I'm a real man and I'm proud of that because I believe the community needs real men. And I say I'm a real man publicly to myself and to you because that's what I choose to be. I believe that's what the community needs. My daddy was a real man and I love it, right? But at the end of the day, the men that sort of have that sort of masculinity that haven't been kind of feminized, I think are maybe threatening or frightening to the white establishment. And they're threatening and intimidating to white feminists who unfortunately also have been locked in a 200-year civil war with the white man. The white feminists literally want to castrate white men. They make movies where they're in the movie. There's not like Wonder Woman. When they made that movie, y'all remember, y'all go see Wonder Woman. It's a good movie, by the way. But in the movie, I was like, this is crazy. They have a whole planet or whatever, an island where there was nothing but women and there were no men. And they reproduced for hundreds of years with no men. I'm like, is that how much y'all hate your men? Is that you don't even want the men around? Is that how much pain they've caused you? I don't know. The black women that love me, they like having a man around. They love the black man. They feel the black man completes them, and I feel like they complete us. So we're not like that. We're not built like that. African culture ain't built like that. But white feminists, they almost really act like they kind of want to have penises. Like just be real. Like how much of that strong extreme white feminism is driven by the LGBT segment where you're seeing nothing, the hatred toward men is really, it ain't nothing but a reflection of standard typical male competition because they all competing for the same women. So the lesbian woman is like, I don't like that man because when he's around, I have a hard time getting the woman that I really want. If you're on Instagram, just stay on here. I'm bringing you guys back. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all, I mean, let's just be real. I'm just having this real conversation that you're not really going to hear nowhere else. And I probably, if I worked at any white university anywhere, I'd probably get fired for saying this. But how, I've had friends like that. I had a friend who used to be a black feminist, but now she's more of a womanist because she saw the racism and she saw the Margaret Sanger stuff going on. And I remember she said to me, she said, yeah, sometimes I'll go to these women's empowerment events and I will get harassed as much by some of the women as I do when I'm around men. She said, and I had to set them straight and say, I'm not looking to deal with the abuse I receive from men just so I can get this kind of insulting behavior from women. So ultimately, I think a lot of what's happening with white feminism is a little bit weird. It's a little bit dastardly. It's a little bit destructive. It's what, it's not disconnected from the fact that the American divorce rate is incredibly high. Couples lose the majority of their wealth when they go through a divorce, and because people in America can't stay married. Same thing in the black community. Your divorce rate is like 70% because you spend more time trying to get what you want, telling everybody what your needs are going to be and what you need them to do and what they need to deliver for you, but you ain't thinking nothing about what you need to deliver in order to maintain a healthy relationship. A healthy relationship is never going to survive if you think that it's always all about you. If you think that your temporary unhappiness is justification for you to walk away from the relationship, then don't even do it. Don't even start the relationship because you spent your whole life spending more time dreaming about your wedding day than you spent actually thinking about the mechanics and the difficulties and the tens of thousands of very difficult, minute decisions that must take place over a multitude of years for you to stay married till death do you part. You ain't thought about that. You've been thinking about the fantasy, and the fantasy is, look at me. It's all about me. I'm getting what I want. I refuse to settle. I am the greatest. And if you can't handle that, then something must be wrong with you. That's what you get. And for the black woman, you're fed this consistently because the media believes the black man is inferior. The media believes the black man is a truly effed up individual in every way imaginable. They are telling you every single day, like, oh, these black men are garbage. You better give up, girl. You better go be the white man's mistress, like Kerry Washington on Scandal. If you're the white man's mistress, then you're better off than being with these trifling Negroes out here. Or you better go to other countries and find your man, because you know those men in your country, y'all, they ain't nothing nothing. Look at them. They all in prison. We ain't going to talk about how they got there. We ain't talking about the system that put them there. We're going to talk about the fact that they're in there. Or, oh, you better go and become gay. Because if you become gay, you can be treated right. Because shoot, with a man, your life is going to be garbage. And I'm just saying that I think black people got to reject all of that. And I think Oprah, the only limitation on an Oprah Winfrey to me is that she's become a billionaire by pretty much giving in to the sickness of that Eurocentric culture. Oprah is the blackest white woman in America, or she's the whitest black woman in America. I don't know which one. So she might win and become president. If Oprah runs for president, let me be clear. If Oprah runs for president and it's her against Donald Trump, I'm going to vote for Oprah. You know, worst of two evils, lesser of two evils. I also believe this. Here's another point to consider. We need women in leadership positions. We need women running the country on some significant level. We need diversity when it comes to running the country. Why do we need that? Well, because white men always want to go to war. White men want to destroy things. White men have egos, and men in general, our egos, our testosterone gives us, you know, this pride that causes us to never surrender, and people get killed as a result of it. And we want to go conquer territories and go take out the governments of sovereign nations. Like, we want to do a lot of, men, let's just be real, men. Like, some of y'all, you know, all of us, you know, we kind of have these instincts that say that without the balance of a woman's touch, without the balance of a woman, we go overboard. We become too high testosterone. Just like those crazy women you see who don't believe men matter and that they don't need no man, how they start acting all crazy because their hormones are all over the place. Well, we're the same way. When our testosterone gets all out of control and we ain't got a woman in our ear kind of talking some sense into us, we get stupid. We get ourselves killed. We get other people killed. We destroy things. We drive the car in the wrong direction for 37 miles because we don't want to stop for directions. We do all kinds of stuff where we mess up the money with our gambling addiction or whatever it is that we're doing. And a woman's touch is really important, both on an individual level and an aggregate level. I am not a quality man when I don't have the influence of women in my life. Starting with my grandmother, who built me and made me the man that I am in a lot of ways. And my father was there as well. But then there's my mother. My mother, I talked to my mama once a week, and my mama was saying, you know, I saw your podcast the other day, and maybe you need to slow down. Maybe you need to rethink some of this stuff. Like, my mama does that, and I'm glad she does it. Or, you know, then my girlfriend say, Boyce, I don't agree with you. I kind of think you need to think about X, Y, Z a little bit differently. And then I got the women that I work with, and I work with men as well. And here's the thing. So I think at the end of the day, it's a real simple argument. You kind of need balance. You need balance. And what happens is that we lose balance at the top, which causes those who are correcting the imbalance to also be imbalanced themselves. Let me explain that. At the top, you got all these white men. It's like man, 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 boys club, man, 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 man. We do what we want, men, 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 men. The whole world goes to hell, right? We try to launch nukes on people and everything else, right? Then you have the women, the white feminists, mostly white feminists, and then they got black people black women that kind of, for some reason, get trapped in that web because they go to white universities run by white liberals, and the white liberals indoctrinate them into their political ideology. That's how it all happens, in case you're wondering. They're educating your children. That's why your children end up so messed up. And they feel like, okay, there's an imbalance, so we need to rebalance the imbalance. So what happens is they come in, and it's all women, 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 women. And men's points of view don't matter anymore. Like, for example, you can't tell me that it makes sense that if I decide to get with a woman and make a baby and the baby might be aborted, you can't tell me it makes sense that I have no right to say anything about what happens to my baby. You're going to expect me to pay child support, ain't you? You're going to expect me to raise the child, ain't you? That's my DNA inside that womb, ain't it? So do you tell me I have no rights to say anything about what happens to my baby, and you want to kill my baby because you got another semester left in school? Like, really? Like, I can't say nothing? I have no rights at all? But then at the same time, when it comes down to other stuff, like you know, the right to be informed, if you are married to a man who's sleeping with 100 women and he got AIDS and he's gay, like you know, what if he said, well, it ain't your right to interfere with what I do with my body. You can't tell me what to do with my body. That's my body. Which, what would she say? She say, no, but what you do with your body affects me. It affects my health. It affects the health of my family. It affects my situation. I have a right to know, right? Well, the same thing would be true when you talk about things like, top button topics like abortion. At the end of the day, just so for the record, I'm pretty much pro-choice, and I don't understand how the government can tell people whether or not they should get an abortion. So I guess that makes me pro-choice. But what I am, while I might be pro-choice, I'm anti-stupidity. I am anti-savagery. I'm anti-stupidity in the sense of just, people just making really heavy decisions and not thinking them through. If a white feminist had got a hold of my 17-year-old mama when she was a scared little teenager with this baby in her stomach that she knew she couldn't take care of, if a white feminist, if one of those Margaret Sanger soldiers had got a hold of my mama, I would not be sitting here talking to you right now. I would have been dead in 1971, the year that I was born. They would have chopped me up, took my dead body, put it in a plastic bag, and threw me in the sewer and said, now, girl, now you can go to college. Well, guess what? My mama gave birth to me, and it wasn't easy. We had 3 years where we didn't have a whole lot of money. We were living in the projects for a while, but then a black man came along and took the place of the man who planted the seed that led to my birth. And this man and this black woman working together built a future together. This black man, this black woman working together, they got out of the projects. This black man, this black woman building together, they both went to school and they both graduated from college in their late 20s. This black man, this black woman working together, they continue to move forward with their lives. This black man and black woman choosing to stand together, they have been married for 44 years. This black man and this black woman who chose to stick together, they have 3 children. One is a PhD. One is a medical doctor. The other one is a graduate from Cornell University. So you can't tell me that somehow, if my mama had just decided to take me down to the abortion clinic, that would have been better for everybody. No, that would have been better temporarily because she wouldn't have known what she was giving up. So what I'm trying to say to you is, at the end of the day, I'm not trying to tell you what to believe about none of this stuff. I'm just going to tell you that a lot of this stuff ain't nothing but BS. A lot of this is stupid. A lot of this is white imperialist thinking sort of imposing itself on your black brain. They're literally extracting the melanin out of your spirit by getting you to believe in whatever sick, crazy, dastardly things that they come up with along the way, and y'all falling for a lock, stock, and barrel because your #1 goal in life from the time you were born was to be down with white folks. No, I can get along with white folks. I will partner with white folks. I'll work with white folks. I'll be very polite to white folks. But at the end of the day, I'm not letting anybody tell me what to do. Nobody. All right. So let me shut it down. As I promised you guys, I'm gonna give away $50 worth of Bitcoin. You have to have a Coinbase account. Before I forget, let me remind you to please subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I'll be live every day on my Facebook page at 2 p.m. That's facebook.com/Dr. Boyce Watkins, facebook.com/Dr. Boyce Watkins. So do me a favor, if you have a Coinbase account, give me your Coinbase email address, and I'm going to pick one person to give $50 worth of Bitcoin to, and I will send it to you out of my account right as soon as we're done. What's going on, Mark Lamont Hill? One of my favorite Philly people, smart brother out of Philadelphia. All right, so let's see here. All right, so I'm gonna give it like 5 seconds, and I'm gonna pick one email address. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, so it looks like the winner is Miss Tiffany Robinson. I got your email address. I'm gonna pin it to the top so I can see it. Oh crap, I think I pinned the wrong one. If I pinned the wrong one, I'm so sorry. It looks like it was Tiff04. Let me find you, Tiffany, because there's so much stuff scrolling down. So I think I lost Tiffany. Oh crap. I'm sorry, Tiff. Put your email address in here again, Tiffany, so that I can find you. Here we go. Here you are, Tiff. Okay. All right. I think I found it. There we go. All right. So it's Tiff04@hotmail.com. If one of my assistants is watching, please write this email address down and send it to me so I can make sure I send Tiffany her Bitcoin. I'm gonna send it right now so I won't forget. And every day I'll give away $50 worth of Bitcoin. So if you don't have a Coinbase account, please go get a Coinbase. Start investing. Look into this crypto stuff. It's a really great opportunity. Also, but at the same time, don't get carried away with crypto. Make sure you invest in the stocks and bonds and stuff like that too. Diversify. That's the #1 rule of investing. If you want to learn more about investing, we have a great stock market investing program. You can go to theblackstockmarketprogram.com. That's theblackstockmarketprogram.com. The first 30 days are totally free, so you can try it out. There's also a 30-day 100% money-back guarantee. You don't get this at university classes, but we give it to you. So because we don't want anybody unhappy. So if you don't like it, then you could just say, hey, this ain't my thing. I need my money back, and we'll give you your money back. We have a great customer support team because customer service is literally our #1 priority in everything that we do. So congratulations. Everybody please give a digital round of applause and a digital congratulations. Hit some hearts and likes and congrats to Miss Tiffany Robinson. What city are you from, Tiffany? Mention your city. I'm gonna see if I can find it in here. Okay, what's the website again? Mike is asking. It's theblackstockmarketprogram.com. THE. That's theblackstockmarketprogram.com. Also, if you know of an African-centered school that you think should be eligible to receive the money we're going to give away, $5,000 at the end of this month. Please have them or send their information over to teachourownchildren@gmail.com. That's teachourownchildren@gmail.com. Cheryl Irvin, the proud Stanford graduate who happens to run the new Alkebalon School down in Florida, is helping us to maintain a database of Black and African-centered schools all around the world. We're going to make this database public, so you can find out where these schools are, so you can send your child to one of them, and also so you can make a donation. So so that's one of our little things, our little initiatives that we hope will help the community. If you want to know about our crypto initiatives, we do a lot on crypto in the Black Business School. So if you want to check out what we're doing on crypto and you want to be a part of that or join one of our programs on crypto, feel free, go to bitcoin.theblackbusinessschool.com. That's bitcoin.theblackbusinessschool.com, and you can kind of check that out. All right, everybody. Well, it's great to see you. It's always real, and I'll see you guys, I guess, tomorrow at 2. So if you have any suggestions on topics you'd like for me to cover, and you're on my Facebook page and you're following me, feel free to send over a suggested topic. You know, if there's something that happens, like yesterday, the other day, I think I showed the Umar Johnson court thing. You know, again, I don't have no issue with Umar. I don't care what he's thinking, but I know I don't really care about what he's doing one way or the other in terms of us being friends. But I felt like seeing what Umar had to say after court was important for those who want to make their own decision about how they feel about anything that Black people are talking about. So somebody sent it to me, I shared it. I put it on my YouTube channel. So if you have other stuff, maybe there's something big going on in your community and you want to send me a news story that you think we need to talk about or whatever it is, feel free to shoot it over to me on Facebook. And if we can get around to it, we'll definitely talk about it. So have a great day, everybody. And congrats to the cast members of the Black Panther. I plan on going to check out your movie. And maybe in the next 7 or 8 years, who knows, maybe one day Black people will be able to raise $50 million and make a Black Panther quality movie that is completely owned and controlled by Black people, from the financing to the distribution to the monetization to the production, everything controlled by Black folks. That to me is the holy grail. That is when we'll be powerful. That is when we'll be players in the world. And that is when we'll be making real money moves. So take care, everybody. Have a great day. It's awesome to talk to you. And I'll see you guys soon. Be good. Peace.